What is up, guys? Welcome back. I'm looking a little bit rough. I just woke up from a 4-hour nap, which is probably not a good thing because I have to go to bed soon in order to wake up for the morning to be at work by 4:30, which is unfortunate, but my body needed sleep. It asked for it, and so I took a nap and I loved it and I feel great. I don't look great, but I feel great. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I was driving home from Boise yesterday and this idea popped in my head, and sometimes I feel like when an idea pops in my head, it's because I'm meant to share that idea with the world. Basically, what I want to talk to you guys about today is how the idea of success is romanticized. How the idea of success, and when you look at successful lives on Instagram and Facebook, or you read about them in magazines, or you look at celebrities, that life looks perfect and life looks simple. I hate to break it to you guys, but that's not always the case. I've actually found in Casey and I's lives that the more successful that we have become, the more complicated that our life has gotten. The more complicated that our relationship has gotten, the more stress we've had, the less sleep we've had, and it's actually completely opposite of simplicity. And I think that success has multiple layers to it. I think that to some people, success is just having a beautiful family, having a comfortable home. To other people, success is becoming a millionaire. I think that success is whatever it is to you. Success can be so many different things. But if we're talking in the sense of becoming successful in business, I think that with more success comes more complication. It becomes more stressful. You have more duties. You take home more work at night. And I think that it just needs to be talked about more. I was thinking about photography the other day. And obviously you guys know that I love photography. I love all that it's offered me. I love the trips we've been able to go on because of it. I love that it's financially helped Casey and I for multiple reasons. But I was thinking about how much my life has become more complicated since I became a photographer, especially since we own the coffee shop. And so I was thinking about how, as much as I love photography, and don't get me wrong, I'm going to continue to do it because it's my passion. But as much as I love it, it has made my life so complicated. And you guys haven't even really seen that on the vlog, just because a lot of the work that goes on for photography is kind of boring and behind the scenes. The photo shoots and the weddings themselves are amazing and they're so fun, and that's what I do it for. But on the other hand, there's things like picking out what my Instagram feed's gonna look like and choosing all the images, coming up with a freaking caption every day. It is so hard to come up with a caption for Instagram posts. I have no idea why, but if you have Instagram, please tell me if you struggle with the same thing about picking out captions. But there's that. There's the fact that I have to market myself. I am a wedding photographer and I want to book weddings. And so in order to get weddings, I have to put myself out there so that people will book me. And Instagram and Facebook have algorithms, which I'm sure you guys have probably heard about if you're in business at all. If you're not in business, basically Instagram and Facebook just want me as the consumer to pay for you guys to see my posts because they can, because they're Facebook and Instagram. So in that case, it makes it difficult because I will post an image and only like 7 to 10% of my followers might see that image. And even though I do all these hashtags and all this research and I tag locations and I tag all the people, it still is hard for people to see my posts. So it's difficult for me to put myself out there for brides or just couples or whoever, clients, to see my work in order to book me. Then once a client messages me and says, hey, I'm interested in your packages, then I have to send emails back and forth, setting up meetings, maybe a FaceTime, trying to see if they want to book me. Then there's their contract, then there's emails after that. Then leading up to their wedding, I help them plan with their timeline. I mean, there's so much, you guys, and it takes a lot of time. Then I shoot the wedding, which is my favorite part. And then after the wedding, there's all of the editing, and then there's delivering their wedding to them. Then there's creating their album. And it just takes time and it's complicated. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of that because it's on my heart. That I hope more than anything that you find success in your life. And remember, success can be whatever you want it to be. Just know that there's going to be a price for it. And it's going to take your time, it's going to take your energy. And if you see someone else in your life who is your version of successful. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're watching TV, just know that their journey to get to success, to get to your version of success, was not always simple, and that they put in a lot of work to get there. No one really sees the struggle. Everyone just sees the other side, and that's the success. Casey and I were talking the other day in our own lives. Back in the day when we first met, we both had part-time jobs, and we went snowboarding literally every single weekend. Like, we loved snowboarding. We would go all the time. We'd just pick up and go. We had no real responsibilities. Once our work was done and we went to our hours we were scheduled for, that's all that we had to do for work. So we were talking about how simple, in a sense, our lives were. Sure, we had to stress about money. We had to stress about gas money and whether or not our bills were paid, but we both lived at home with our parents. So our bills were minimal back then. And it's funny how, as our lives have continued on and we have found success in business, we've bought our own home, our own cars, we've taken on our own bills, how our life has actually gotten way more complicated. And sometimes I do miss the simplicity of just living at home and not a care in the world. My biggest care was when we were headed off snowboarding, but I wouldn't trade it for the success that we found today. I wouldn't trade that simplicity for the fact that I do have two thriving businesses. Sometimes this stuff just comes super heavy on my heart and I just want to share it with the world, and I hope that it meant a lot to you. I hope that you can relate to it, and I hope that you think about what success means to you and what your goals are to get there, and then you weigh out the costs. What is it going to cost you to find that success? Is it time? Is it money? And there's one thing that I hope that you promise me that you'll never sacrifice for success, and that is joy. Because let me tell you, no matter how much financial success you have, no matter how many businesses you open, no matter what car you drive or what house you own, if you don't have joy in your heart, none of it's gonna matter to you. I know the famous saying is that money can't buy happiness, and I will tell you that money can help, trust me, but it truly can't buy your happiness. It can't buy you joy. And so I hope that no matter what you want to do in your life, that you remember to put joy first. You remember to laugh, you remember to smile, you remember to be kind to others and let others be kind to you. And just remember that if it's going to cost you your joy to be successful, it's not worth it. Again, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that this talk maybe sparked a fire under you or made you think about your life and your goals. I appreciate you guys always checking back with us and watching our vlog. Hope that no matter what you have going on in your life, that it's great, and we'll see you guys back here soon.